Hello and welcome back to Sinister Sinema.
What's up?
Today we're talking about an awesome movie, I think one of the best slasher movies ever made, in my opinion. Mr. Monkey, what's up? But also did terrible in the box office. But it's like pretty much a cult film now, right? But like when you tell people about this movie, do they know about it?
What is that?
What's that movie?
The Burning.
I feel like
funny. That's what happens when I pee. That's what they say.
Was this the first one that we ever showed at Sinister Sinema when we were doing the?
Yeah, I think so.
We did this for one of our walk-in movies at a bar that we were doing, and
we were the OGs. Now everybody's doing it.
Yeah, and
that's what I got to say about
Mr.
that.
Monkey said it was your turn for a haircut.
Haircut. Yeah, I did my. Look at this. So I could look like Mr. Monkey.
Yeah. You look like that. You look like one of the guys from My Bloody Valentine. I just watched that last night to refresh, since we're talking about that in a couple days. Yeah, I think whenever we showed this thing, a lot of people, we had a decent amount of people come out, and we actually like printed posters. They looked really good and stuff. Because we showed this, and I think, yeah, Bronson. I think we showed this with Friday the 13th Part 2 on the same night. I think that was
so.
once, because we used to do double features.
Because that's your favorite Friday the 13th.
That's my favorite Friday the 13th.
Sackhead Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think the general consensus of the people who were there, because a lot of people were there to watch Friday the 13th, were like,
I don't think we ever showed Sleepaway Camp.
No, we never showed Sleepaway Camp. We thought
you can't
we'd
show
get canceled.
junk.
Yeah, we thought we might get
can't
canceled.
show her junk.
But
I'm sorry, her dong.
Her dong, yeah. But yeah, that was there was a lot of people who were like, I've never heard of this movie, but it was great. And I'm glad we're talking about it. Lady Deathride says, Carlos looking dapper.
Hell yeah, my barber, she's amazing. I only go to her.
Did she actually do your face and everything?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, you got the full treatment.
Hell yeah. So look at smell it.
Smells like skin.
No, it smells good. It smells fucking good.
I can't smell right now because my allergies are killing me today.
It smells delicious.
My allergies are rough today. Everything's stuffed up.
Thank you, Lady Deathride.
I'm drinking hot drink to try to clear up my sinuses.
I'm trying to get Doug to go to you, but nope.
No, man, I cut my own hair.
He cuts his own.
That's why it always looks so good.
That fucking that cut is so crooked.
Yeah,
crooked than a politician. What does he say in Forrest Gump?
I don't know.
More crooked than a politician.
Oh, yeah.
That's your hairline.
It's aight. I've got it cut, I think, like 3 or 4 times since high school. 1 was for my wedding, and they fucked it up. 2 was for my... They didn't really fuck it up. It was just really short.
I think she even did my eyebrows. Man, look at that. Man, look, I was looking rough. I was looking real rough.
You're looking good now. But now...
I know that beard, it comes off as looking weird on camera because it's all gray. Yeah. My beard's all gray, and so it just looks weird.
Yeah, you look like 25 years younger.
Yeah, I do.
You only look like you're like 65 right now.
Yep.
It's pretty good. So, what happened besides that today? You went to the barber.
That's it?
Just hung out.
Got
barberized. Oh, Jamie says y'all made it past halfway this month, too. She said y'all. She just threw in a Texan word.
Oh, shit. She's been here. She's an official Texan.
Yeah. That ain't no hollandaise word.
Ain't no hollandaise.
So,
usually it would have been doll, right? Daw. Made it.
Yeah.
No, is that? I don't know. I don't know what the word is.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And I got the salsa. I showed Doug.
Oh yeah.
I didn't give him any. I didn't
Homemade
give him
salsa.
Any. He ate all the other stuff.
It's all gone. It's like literally all gone already. That shit's gone. Last week I was eating a burrito and I just had a spoon and I was just like
every bite,
like a tablespoon every bite.
Some good stuff.
Oh, it burns.
Man, she was like, "Do you want to fry you up some chips before you leave?" And I was like, "God damn it, I gotta go."
That's like you get barber service and fresh chips and salsa.
Yeah, she made that shit was fresh.
That's crazy.
And I was like, "God damn it, I gotta go."
There was a barber in San Francisco when I lived there that they used to give you beer. I think that's like, but this was like early.
No, she offered me wine and beers and stuff, and I was like, "No, I can't today."
Well, this place was like, okay, would you like a beer while you're getting your hair cut? And I'm like, yeah, I want fucking hair all in my $20 IPA. But so you would, you'd go over to the fridge, you would pay for your haircut. Of course, you're white. First,
Mexican Simon. I'll take one.
You go over to the fridge first, and you open it up and grab your beer. Then you go sit down, and they start cutting your hair. The haircuts were like $45. So I'm like, well, no wonder you're giving me a fucking beer. You're charging me $45 for like a 3-minute haircut.
This right here is $40. But money's still. Look at the way I look.
You got everything, bro.
Look at the way I look.
This is also like 15 years ago.
And she'll be like, "Would you like a shooter of salsa?" While I'm sitting there. So I take a shooter of salsa.
Nice. And it makes you like just relax.
Yeah, I'm like, oof. Yep.
Should we get into this movie?
No, I'm too busy talking about shooters of salsa and fucking amazing haircuts.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this movie, man, it like started so many careers.
Dude, okay, Jason Alexander is in this movie. He has a pretty good, I mean, he's not like the main character, but he's like one of the leads.
You can tell he was a decent actor.
And this was his first movie, right? And then Holly Hunter.
This was her first one too.
Her first movie.
She said she was making. She quit waitressing for a while. She was making $1,000 a week on this movie.
And she was like, "Oh my god, dude, that's
back then. That's a lot."
81. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was making $1,000 a week on that. She got into that SAG.
Oh yeah.
She was able to get into SAG with this, and then her career took off.
So her first 3 weeks of working, she had to pay for her to get into SAG. They took every bit of her money right off the bat.
Yeah, but it was way back then. It was probably cheaper.
It's probably way cheaper. Yeah, Jamie, she was
Sophie.
She was one of the campers, and you see her like around the campfire. You see her. I mean, she's not. I don't even know. She has a few talking parts, but she's not like a main person at all. But it was her first movie. Jason Alexander, on the other hand, he has a lot of talking parts. He's like great
Fisher Stevens,
prime meat, some weird shit like that.
Fisher Stevens was in there.
I don't know who that is.
From Johnny Five is Alive.
Oh yeah, that's his name.
Fisher Stevens. Yeah.
Yeah, Woodstock. He was Woodstock.
I remember they tried to cancel him because he played Persian guy. He was Persian. Remember his accent?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you fucking are all right already about the canceled. I mean, this was. You can't change history. Fuck.
Oh, they wanted to cancel him for his past.
Yeah, for doing that. I'm like, fucking get over it. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry," but that's what acting is. You're fucking acting like somebody.
Yeah, you're acting like you're someone else.
People piss me off.
I mean, look at Rob Schneider. He acts like he's everybody.
Yeah, he's fucking great. How come they didn't? Nobody even Mexicans don't give a fuck. Look at Jack Black, Nacho Libre. That shit's hilarious. I would never think about canceling Jack Black.
You can't. Uncancelable. So, this thing was written and produced by the Weinstein brothers. Harvey Weinstein.
I'm telling you, I told you earlier, all these movies that we picked have to deal with rapey subjects.
I know. And this is their first movie. This is the first Miramax joint. Oh, wait, no, Spike Lee's the one that does joints, right?
Yeah.
Well, so this is the first Miramax movie, and they they launched this thing. They wrote it and got it all ready to go, and then went to film festivals pitching it, trying to get investors, because they were music promoters at the time. And it has since come out that even on the set of this, which was their very first movie, that he or she says allegedly exposed himself to a PA.
They put it that he exposed himself and wanted a massage.
Yeah.
So he just say he wanted a fucking handy J.
Yeah. Wait, he wanted a massage on his exposed part?
Yeah, well, it said he exposed himself and wanted a massage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Monkey says they wanted to cancel Speedy Gonzalez.
Dude, everybody I grew up with that was Mexican loved Speedy Gonzalez.
The little mouse, the little fucking mouse,
like,
he did a bunch of coke and he was like fast all the time. And his friend fucking Pedro, right? He was all stoner.
Yeah. Where you going, Speedy? Like that.
Oh.
I'm canceled.
No, fuck that. Nobody's canceled. Nobody should be canceled.
Rick Wakeman, from the synth god rock band Yes, did all the music for this thing except for the banjo thing, the banjo part, which was weird.
That scene was kind of weird. The music on that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't really know why they did that, but yeah, this thing was actually written before they knew about Friday the 13th, the first one, but very similar, and this one just did not catch on like that did. And it's probably because this one was made by a bunch of unknowns. I mean, at the time, Harvey Weinstein and Bob Weinstein were nobodies in the...
And boy, is he known now.
Yeah, and you know, Friday the 13th obviously had a bunch of money behind it. The other thing on this movie is that Tom Savini did the makeup on it. And he actually... Friday the 13th Part 2 went into production pretty much right after Part 1 because it made so much money. And he turned that down to do this, which was, I think, pretty cool. Because he doesn't
I thought
like
the makeup in this
Friday
was
the 13th
amazing,
remake.
except for the fucking hand scene when they cut
The fingers?
When they cut his fingers off, it looks like a fucking mannequin.
It was a little, they showed it a little too much. It should have been a little bit quicker of an edit to make it not look as fake. But everything else in it was pretty good, I feel like. The face, the Cropsy's face was a little bit kind of cheeseball, but I mean, like, I don't know what a person that was like nearly burnt to death that went through 4 million reconstructive surgeries would look like.
He saw that shit in Vietnam, Tom Savini. Like, he saw that.
But he even said on the extras that, like, he wishes he would have had a little more time on it.
Yeah, he had like 3 days, I think.
Yeah, that was like, and the budget was super, super low on this thing. I don't know what the budget was, but I mean, I do remember reading about how low it was and thinking, wow, they got a lot of good actors, and you know, at the time, probably the biggest. Hey Percio, probably the biggest. I mean, Tom Savini was probably like the biggest name right at that moment, right? I mean, as far as like slasher gore stuff. I mean, there were other bigger guys, but they were more puppets and creatures.
I think, man, they're both dead, but Dick Smith and Stan Winston, they were way better than Tom Savini. And if they were still alive.
But at that time, weren't both of the... Well, no, actually, Dick Smith did all of the Exorcist.
Dick Smith, man, he did the old man makeup in Little Big Man. Dustin Hoffman, have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Fuck, that movie's so good.
Yeah, he did a lot of good stuff.
He's like 100 and...
Like, that was already like kind of the 80s. The 80s, I feel like he was probably already kind of wrapping up in the mid 80s.
Who?
Dick Smith. Like I don't know when his last stuff was, but I mean, a lot of his good stuff was.
He did all the makeup for Ghost Story.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still haven't seen that.
I want to see if I can find it on
When was that? 84?
sometime
Like
around there.
80.
It's creepy, dude. It's
yeah,
pretty
I
creepy.
want to see that.
I listed up there with the Changeling
That's
as far
cool.
as vibes, and it's weird because it has the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find that on eBay. I always find the hard to find ones on eBay.
Yeah. You need to draw us a cropsy
That's a good
little
one.
emote. If you can make a simple little emote cropsy. Yeah, so this thing starts out and you're at Camp Blackfoot and you see these kids that I guess are, I mean, they look like they're in their 20s, but kids.
Tomfoolery.
They're up to some tomfoolery, and they're basically trying to prank the caretaker Cropsy, and they say like we're gonna get him back because he's like mean to the kids or something.
Supposedly he beat one of them up.
Yeah, he beat up one of the kids. But he looks like he might be a special needs person when it shows him laying in his bed. So, like,
And if y'all haven't seen this, when you watch it, that dude is
ugly.
he's pretty fucking ugly in real life. No makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, man, they show like a shot of him laying in bed from like right here.
Lou David.
And
That's his real name.
that dude's like nostrils are
Yeah, they're like that big. Like literally.
it's like freaking Porky Pig.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
Yeah. So they're going to play a prank on him. And there's like a group of kids and he basically goes in and says like, or they go in and they put some a skull
With maggots and worms all over
maggots
it.
and worms and
With candles
all
in the
around it.
eyes.
And there's like a little jump scare.
That'll
there.
get him. That's going to prank him.
Yeah. So they put this like right next to his face like you do your friends when they stay at your house. So when they wake up, some scary shit's in their face.
But it's my dong.
Yeah.
And
It's like voodoo dolls and
wake up, Richard.
But like the what was the then they went outside, right? And started
And they're
banging
watching
on
it.
the window.
They're watching it through the window, and they tell him to wake up. And he wakes up and he freaks out and pulls the skull onto his bed, and he catches himself on fire.
You know, I always kind of thought that scene is where they got the Friday the 13th Part 2, where his mom's head is there.
Could be.
I'm like, I think these movies rip each other off a lot.
Mr. Monkey said, "Yeah, it was." Does he have the shoes you were talking about? The Velcro shoes?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he was
the
wearing
Velcro
those.
shoes. Yeah, so he jumps up.
Shit, I wish I had some of those.
He
now.
jumps up out of bed, throws his Velcro shoes on, and in the meantime, as he weirdly pulls the skull towards him, his room has like gas cans sitting next to the bed.
There's a full gas can sitting next to his bed.
Oh, that thing lights up instantly.
And the kids are like, "Oh shit, I think we fucked up."
Yeah. Except for instead
Oh
of
my
trying
god,
to help, they just run away.
we were supposed to just prank him. And the guy goes, "Doesn't he look pranked?"
Yeah.
I think he looks pranked.
Yeah. And then like the camera guy comes out and that guy that married Demi Moore busts out and it's like, "You've been pranked."
Yeah, he was on prank the whole time.
And yeah, I mean he runs out of the house like just fully engulfed in flames.
That was kind of cheeseball too. You can see the huge fucking helmet he
The
has
fire
on.
suit. Yeah.
His fucking head's like this much bigger.
Well, that's what's like kind of weird is like in this movie there's like some night scenes where it's like too dark to see exactly what's happening.
Which was actually filmed at night.
But this was like too clear. You could see that he was totally wearing a fire suit, like easily could see
Not
he
like
was wearing a fire suit.
Not like the Thing fire. That was a good one.
No, man. I mean, his head was like this big because he had some
And he was just
giant
white
suit on.
And you can
But-
see the gloves he's wearing.
Yeah, but I mean, that's, you know, besides some of the cheese ball, I mean, do you know what the budget was on this thing? Like they set someone on fire with like
I think it was
a $1 million budget.
I don't even think it was that much.
It says 1.5. $1.5 million budget. So, I mean, these dudes already had some connections. Like, the Weinsteins already had connections because they were like big in the music world.
Of course he was. Man, imagine. I wonder how many people he fucked around with in the music world.
Oh, that's probably even worse.
Fuck.
The music world's worse than.
And that dude's so fucking disgusting looking.
I mean, yeah.
It's weird when I'll be watching an older movie and he shows up as a walk on.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that dude. That is fucking. In court, that girl was like, his dick looked bulbous and.
I didn't watch any of that stuff.
I just saw a clip. It was on YouTube. The girl talking, and I was like, "Oh, that's gross."
That's rough. So,
sorry, I threw you off track with the bulbous.
Oh yeah. So they catch him on fire, and he like falls into the lake, and I guess goes out, and the kids just run away.
They're like, "Oh shit, we're out.
Peace out. Hope you don't drown while you're burning." And then
that's dangerous though. Like, what if he didn't make it into the water?
I know.
They were gonna have to run down there and try to put his ass out before he. I mean, he probably had a shitload of layers of flammable.
Oh, you're talking about they're in real life.
In real life, yeah.
The guy, it then cuts to the hospital, right?
Yeah, 1 week later.
1 week later, and some dude's like, "Hey, do you like seeing burnt people? This dude is cooked.
He's so burnt, he's cooked."
And he's taking like this new guy to show him Cropsy. Like, "Hey, you know what's funny? This burnt dude in the hospital." And he's like, goes in there to like show him how fucked up he is. But like, not with any kind of sympathy. He's just like, "Here's this dude."
You know what I think is racist?
What?
A lot of people thought that was Cowboy Curtis.
Why?
I guess because he was black, and it came out. Oh, it's the dude from, what's his name? Cowboy Curtis.
The Matrix Man?
Yeah, what's his name?
Cowboy Curtis.
No, for real. Denzel. Thought he was
Washington.
Denzel. And I was like, that they just kept saying, and they were like, "No, that's not him. It doesn't even fucking look like him."
Lawrence Fishburne.
There, I couldn't remember his name. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence.
Wait, so why did people think he was Cowboy Curtis?
That
wasn't even like the same years.
Exactly. I mean, they were saying Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Lawrence go way back.
Yeah, man, that's weird. Like, he doesn't even look like him.
At all.
Or act like him.
That face he makes when he takes that he takes that doctor and he's like, "Check this out." And then Cropsy's hand comes out and grabs him, and that fucking face he makes.
Yeah,
he's fucking terrified. It was so funny.
They're like, "He'll never wake up," or something like that, and then he like grabs one of them, and
that fucking arm, dude,
that
looked
burnt arm
so
looked
good.
Great. That was where
it reminded me of We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson.
It definitely made up for the burn suit. The makeup overall in this thing is great. I think there's like a couple things, like we'll get to it, but like the raft scene, I think that's the first time they ever did that effect like that, in a movie. I actually heard Tom Savini talk about that, and that kind of became a standard in movies. Yeah, so then we cut to the camp 5 years later.
No, 5 years later, he's leaving the hospital.
Oh, 5 years later, he's leaving the hospital, and he goes to get himself the ultimate.
His insurance ran out.
Yeah, they're like, "Get the fuck out, you burnt motherfucker."
So they leave him with a trench coat, some rubber boots, some gloves, and a hat.
Yeah, that's a very weird thing for them to send him out of a hospital in. They're like, "Hey."
I'm like, wow, you got him some rubber boots. He really looks like a fucking slasher.
You know what works really good on feet that are just burnt to fuck and all crispy?
Rubber boots with no any kind of inside.
They just slide right on so easily. So he's walking down the street. I don't know where this is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like New York or something? It looks like it's probably in New York. And he's walking down the street, and he's like, "I'm going to go get me the ultimate." And he just walks up to a hooker, And all of a sudden they're walking to a room. There's no talking or anything, right? He just walks up to her and they start walking up to her room and she's like, "Are you
following those rubber boots up the stairs?"
And this scene I didn't understand, and I don't really know how it fits in the movie.
They just needed to add a killing. They were like, "Well, fuck, it's already been this long. We should have him kill something."
Yeah, the movie definitely goes on for a while.
And I say something because if you would see that hooker,
she was something else.
Yeah, she looked rough. She looked kind of like Lindsay Lohan. What's her name?
The new Lindsay Lohan, like post-op Lindsay Lohan.
Maybe the hooker turned out. Oh yeah, Harvey was like, "Bitch, you gonna play a."
Yeah, you're gonna play. I got the perfect role for you. You gonna die, bitch.
You gonna die.
So, he kills her. He kills the hooker for no apparent reason.
That was a pretty good kill, though. The scissors go right into her ribs.
Yeah.
It's probably a fake.
Yeah, what I mean, but there was no real reason other than just to set up the fact that he's like a psycho, right?
I mean, he's been in the hospital for 5 years in a bed.
Yeah,
I was in a hospital in a bed for 2 months, and I wanted to fucking kill everybody in the hospital.
Did you want to kill the first person that wanted to have sex with you, or did you want to have sex?
I
with
wanted to fucking kill everybody.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it was only 2 months. So 5 years. Yeah, he had every right.
Well,
to
also as he's leaving the hospital, there's like some shit going on. Like it's like there, like you can hear him like talking in his head to his psychiatrist. It's like, revenge is not the answer. You know, it's like some weird shit like that. I can't remember exactly what they say, but
5 years in a hospital just waiting to get out.
But
kill fucking everything.
But I could see.
I still feel like that sometimes.
I could see him wanting to kill like campers and people that he felt wronged him, but like I don't know why he wanted to kill this hooker.
Did you not see the same hooker I saw?
He was basing that just based on her looks.
Yeah.
Okay. But whenever he first gets up there,
it was those fucking flapjacks, dude.
Doesn't he take his hat off and she's like, "Oh my God." Like, doesn't she say something like, because his face is so fucked?
Yeah.
They do a really good job. They hide his face until the very end of the movie.
There was actually more of him in the movie and they cut it out.
Yeah, you don't see what he looks like until close to the end. And they did that on purpose, because yeah, you're right. That was one of the extras I watched, is they decided to cut out parts of him so it would be more mysterious until the end. But he kills the hooker, and then you cut to the new
grab assing.
What was the new camp called?
Wanahakalugi?
It wasn't Camp Blackfoot. Camp Blackfoot was across the lake from them and had been shut down since they frickin' tried to murder a caretaker. But Stonewater, Camp Stonewater. So we cut to Camp Stonewater and they're grab assing, and you see Jason Alexander and they're playing some ball, and he's talking about the
little nut ploppers.
Yeah, they're all wearing short shorts, the guys and the girls, and they're talking about the girls are prime meat, and remember the Weinsteins wrote this, and then
no bras for miles,
just bouncing around,
no tighty whities,
and then we get our first look at him being at the camp, right?
He's in the woods.
He's in the woods watching them.
Through his foggy vision.
Yeah.
With
Trademark
TM. With Vaseline around the lens to give it the effect that he can't see very well.
They actually did Vaseline, right? They actually smeared the lens with Vaseline.
Did a good job. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. The old school trick. They did so most of everything when he's first showing up is kind of happening from his point of view.
POV. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Manimal. Do you remember that TV show? Manimal?
Fuck yeah. Dude, it was awesome.
What's he going to turn into this week?
Stan Winston.
Bird again?
Stan Winston.
Stop turning into a bird.
They
Turn
had
into
to
like a bear or something.
They had to stop it because the makeup was too expensive. Every episode, he turned into a fucking. What's he gonna turn into today? God damn, fucking gecko. How are you gonna be a full-grown man turning into a 4-inch gecko?
That's why that's what they started doing. They're like, let's turn him into a hawk again. Like, dude, stop turning into a damn hawk. Turn into an abominable snowman or something.
A fucking jaguar. Jaguar.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of like the kind of like jump scares where you think there's gonna be a kill in this movie. Like a lot.
Yeah, like the first hour, no kills besides
The hooker.
Besides the fucking the swing lows.
I think the hooker was maybe thrown in. Sorry, I think we're supposed to call them sex workers now.
Whatever. I grew up calling them hookers.
The hookers are.
I remember telling my mom when I was 4, "Mom, what's a hooker?"
My dad was a truck driver, so I was like, "Dad, what's that sticker on your truck that says no lot lizards mean?"
Dad, what is that bumper sticker that says gas, ass, or grass?
Dude,
no one rides
I know
for free.
someone who still has that on their 70s.
No one rides for free. I went on my truck.
But the hooker murder, I think, was just to tide us over until we could get to the real murders.
Give us our drink of water.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I guess it was, you know.
But I wish they would have like cut her fucking throat or something.
I thought you liked that one though.
Yeah, I know, but they just stabbed her in the ribs real quick. I mean, it looked pretty good, but no blood.
Yeah.
There was no blood. Like,
yeah.
Fucking cut her throat open. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, so
Lucia's Mr. Monkey.
So this is like a weird camp. This camp has Jason Alexander, who is one of the campers.
He's like
it has
36, 35.
Glazer, who's one of the campers. It has all these people that look like they're in their 30s that are campers, but also these people who look like they're like 6 that are campers. And then the very few counselors look like they're the same age as most of the campers they're hanging out with. So I'm like, who's a counselor and who's a camper here?
The counselors have the
whistles,
buttoned up shirts.
But other than that, they all look like they're about the same age. Like Todd, who's like the main counselor, he's like doesn't look like he's any older than Glazer, and Glazer's not a counselor. He's like one of the campers. And then also when it shows them in the mess hall and like hanging out, like all these motherfuckers are smoking. There's like teenagers just at camp smoking. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this camp like lets kids smoke.
This was in the 80s.
Dude, I went to camp in the 80s. I didn't.
Dude, my high school had a smoking lounge.
Dude, that's crazy shit.
You could go eat fucking lunch and then go right next door, and it was enclosed, so the whole room would be full of smoke, and the teenagers would be in there smoking their cigarettes.
I got in trouble.
But we had to go to the back of the school and eat our lunch and smoke the weed. It was like a bunch of bullshit.
I got in trouble and kicked out of
church camp?
Or got suspended for
church camp.
No, at high school because I was skipping a pep rally. I was late to the pep rally because I didn't want to go, and
I fucking hated pep
rallies. Whenever this teacher walked in and the bathroom smelled like smoke because somebody had been smoking, and then there was like cigarette butt in the toilet, and he totally busted me for smoking.
And it wasn't you?
Like, bro, I've never smoked. And he's like, likely story. Dude, I've never smoked. And like, he totally busted me for smoking. And I got in trouble. I literally got after school detention for smoking. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I was so mad.
I would have been like, bitch, smell my fucking breath.
Dude.
God, I hated pep rallies.
So dumb.
I wouldn't go. I was a metal dude. I had my fucking blue jean jacket, and
I hated pep
I was
rallies
all
too.
Thrasher, and they'd be like, Carlos, you better go to the pep rally this time. And I'd be like, fucking calm down, Janice. I'm like, I give you 4 years, you're gonna have 2 fucking kids, and you're gonna be a at-home mom. Get the fuck out of here.
Me and my friend Wayne
No, they were all fucking cheerleaders. Oh my god, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you're
Sorry.
talking about the cheerleader. I think you're talking about like one of the teachers.
No, Janice, the fucking cheerleader. I'm like, you're gonna be pregnant with.
We had a pep rally one time, and everybody got together, and we're like, everybody's gonna sit out the pep rally. Nobody's gonna cheer, and so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, when it got to the school spirit song, me and my friend Wayne, all the people who were like, we're gonna protest this pep rally or something. When it got to the fucking school spirit part,
They started fucking singing.
everybody stood up and started singing, waving their finger, except for me and Wayne.
And y'all got in trouble.
My friend Wayne, oh, fuck yeah, we got in trouble.
Fuck that.
They literally came up into the stands and got us and pulled us out and took us out and gave us after-school detention.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, bro, it only works if we're united. That's what I said. But
Mr.
yeah,
Monkey got kicked out of church camp.
I never got kicked out of church camp.
You went to church camp?
Yeah, I went to church camp a lot.
Dude, my mom sent me to Sunday school.
That's just Sunday school.
Me and my
what do you
fucking...
mean sent me to Sunday school?
Just me and my brother, and me and my 2 brothers. It was bad. I hated it.
Dude, we went to church. We went to Sunday school.
I felt dirty, dude. Like
You're
I
talking
should
about just on Sunday morning. Like one time, you had to go one time and you felt bad.
No, they made me go, my mom.
But once.
She knew since I was a kid.
You're talking about once.
I had to go all the time.
Okay. I had to go to Sunday school. Then I had to go to church. Then I had to go to nighttime on Sunday. Then I had to go to Wednesday night. And then if somebody was sick in the church, we had to go special prayers. So don't tell me about your Sunday school. And then I had to go to Sunday school camp or church camp from the time I was like a little kid up until I was like a young teenager. Until I started refusing to go, I had to go all the time. The only thing I like going to is Boy Scout camp. It was more like this movie, Without a Murderer.
I wish I could afford to win a camp like this. I would think I would do it.
Well, Boy Scout camp is free.
Damn.
I mean, kind of. You got to pay Boy Scout dues and pay for your badges and shit.
You're white. Y'all could afford it. I wanted to be in Boy Scouts, and my dad was like, "Go out and cut the grass. There's your Boy Scouts." I was like, "All right, Dad." Go out and cut the grass. That's your Boy Scouts.
So, besides all these people smoking cigarettes in their camp, it's really the first scare we get is you see
the shower scene.
The shower scene, yeah. So there's one of the girls is showering. I can't remember her name. Sally.
There's so many fucking
Sally
people in this movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember anybody's name.
It's hard to remember everybody's name. Sally is in the shower, and Harvey Weinstein comes walking. Sorry, Alfred. You think it's a killer, and then all of a sudden the curtain opens. She's like, "Who's there?" And it's this freaking peeping Tom, Alfred.
Fucking pervert,
right?
Dude.
Alfred's his name. And Alfred runs away, and Todd goes and tries to talk to him, and he's basically like, "I don't have any friends, so I'm a peeping Tom. Well, I'm just trying to get my rocks off because I don't have any friends." And it's like they're like okay with it or something. It's weird, right? And then Todd Todd's like, I got kicked out of camp too 5 years ago.
But I got sent home.
I got sent home.
Yeah, same thing happened to me, but I got sent home.
But you don't know.
Fucking Alfred should have got sent home.
But at this point, you don't know, but you do know that he got sent home from camp 5 years ago. Cropsy got burnt 5 years ago. A little bit of, they haven't told you what's going on, but you do know.
5 years in 1 week.
You do know both those facts. And then there's another guy, Glazer. That dude, that was the only character I didn't like. because he's just so fucking over the top.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
But he's also like, he's a camper that looks like he's like 30. Whenever Todd goes and confronts him, because he basically tells...
He looks more like a counselor.
But he's not a counselor. I don't think he's a counselor. I think the only counselor is Todd and Karen? No, Karen's the first one that dies. I can't remember her name.
I don't remember any of their names. There's so many goddamn people.
So Todd basically goes up to Glazer and is like, leave him alone, and like, I'm like, bro, he's spying on chicks. Why are you? But, then you're like, he might have murdered. He might have tried to murder someone.
I bet he tried to kill somebody.
He might have tried to kill someone, so maybe peeping's not such a big deal to him.
Peeping's not a big deal.
So they go on a canoe trip.
But burning Malitos alive in the bed.
Dude, that's what he was trying to do. But so they go on a canoe trip. There's going to be an overnight canoe trip, and all the main characters take off.
Down the whole raft. No, down their canoes, right?
Yeah.
There's 5 canoes, but in one scene there's 6.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
A little fuck up.
They just had an extra, like, when they were shooting?
One flipped over and the camera got fucked up. But you can see it in the scene.
Oh, like one of the close-up cameras got effed up?
Fucked up.
Effed up.
But Weinstein was like, it's cool, I'll take care of it. I know people.
So they get to where they're going to be camping, and Eddie is like, what else was that dude in? The guy that takes Karen out to the water.
I think he was in. No, I thought he was in Saturday Night Fever.
I don't know what he was in. He definitely was in. He definitely was in.
Ned Eisenberg.
God, he's so familiar, but I can't think of what.
He's one of those that's like, oh shit, he was in The Burning. Oh shit, I'm telling you, he looks like he would have been in.
He's in like quite a bit of stuff.
Fuck but yeah, I can see him in other movies, but I just don't know.
Yeah,
he plays like the same guy.
Yeah, kind of like a douchebag. Yeah, he's dead now. He died 65.
Oh shit, he was 65?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, he was in $1 Million Baby. Flags of Our Father.
Damn, he was in some big movies.
Yeah. Yeah, Last Man Standing. Oh yeah, he was one of the main bad guys in Last Man Standing. That is a very underrated movie.
I never seen
Bruce Willis.
It's kind of it was like a Seven Samurai.
Yeah, it's like him. He's like
so many movies.
Like a mobster, but he goes out west, and everybody has 6 shooters, but he has 1911s. So
yeah, that movie's based off of the Seven Samurai.
Yeah, he's one of the bad guys in that. He's one of the people that's like.
He wasn't in Saturday Night Fever, was he?
No.
Damn.
No, this is his second movie. So he
what was the first one? Exterminator?
Exterminator, yeah.
Have you seen that one, right?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it's so good.
I don't know. Oh, yes, I have.
Stan Winston did the makeup.
I've seen that. As soon as I saw the cover, I was like, yep, I've seen that. Which is funny because that means his first 2 movies both had flamethrowers.
That's kind of weird at the end.
Yeah. So he takes her out to the water and he's like, oh, let's just make out. And they're in the lake and
she's like, no.
Yeah, well, she doesn't want to go all the way. She wants to make out with him. She doesn't want to have sex in a dirty, gross lake. And
gonna get those fucking bugs that swim up your fucking pee hole.
He goes full Weinstein on her.
Yeah, he kind of like grabs her. Why the fuck did you come out here then?
Yeah, then like she's trying to
Red flag. That's a good way not to get a girlfriend.
She tries to walk away, and he's like, "Go on, bitch!" Like he's like pissed.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I don't think he said that.
No, I know. I just wanted to say that.
But then she goes up and gets killed. That's the first kill of the campers.
I like that. That's a good throat slash right there.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't do it to the hooker because
they knew it was coming up.
They knew it was going to be.
The only thing that was bothersome about that one was it was shot really, really dark. So it's like the very first kill, but it's like hard to see. It's kind of, I mean, the whole thing is kind of like hard to see at that part. And I don't know why, but.
They don't really show, right? What happens to her body?
No.
She just kind of disappears.
She just is gone. They don't know
he
where she is.
gets out and he's like, I don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, the next day, all the other guys are like, what'd you do to her? And she's like, I didn't do nothing. And they're like, well, the canoes are gone. She must have, like, gone back to camp. And then it goes to a part where she's like, one of the other the counselor's like, well, she was afraid of you. I'm like, do you remember that? And she was like, and the lead guy from the camp was like, he told her she could go back to camp if she felt unsafe. I'm like, you are afraid of this person and you feel unsafe,
but you're gonna go
make out with him in the water.
Red flag number 2.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Jamie, if you felt like you were afraid of a man and felt like you were worried enough that you might need to go back, would you go make out with him? Because that seems creepy as shit to me. Because I don't get it. But so she
that would be dumb.
She's missing, and they're looking for her, and then they realize all the canoes are gone. So
let's build a raft.
So then it's like this weird shit where they're like, uh-oh, our thing is freezing. I see it frozen over there.
Where?
Right there, see? That thing just turned red for a minute and then it stopped. That thing turned red. Okay, it says we're all good. So, the raft, they build this raft and then fucking...
Professionally built. That thing's badass.
Nice. But then, I mean, it shows like Albert peeping on some fools again. Like he's just like won't stop. Like Glazer and one of the other girls are making out, and he's like, it shows him like standing behind a tree looking at him. Like, dude, this dude's a fucking creep. I hope Cropsy gets him soon. Like, cause this dude's like a perv,
big time perv.
And they like try to head back on this like makeshift raft. And then what happens? The kill scene.
They're like, oh look, there's a fucking canoe. Let's go over to it. And this is the whole money shot of the movie. They pull the raft. And to me, I mean, it's really cool, but how the fuck is he going to stand up that quick fast in a canoe?
Oh, it would have been like this. But plus, when they pull up to the canoe, you can see down in it, and he's not in there. So that was like kind of weird.
He jumps out and just fucking kills 5 of the 10 people that die in the movie in like 40 seconds.
Yeah. But it's got some good kills in it. And one of them, which is kind of the big kill in the entire movie, of the campers, is the guy who gets the shears like right through his throat.
Yeah, that's a good scene because it does not cut away. You can tell his head's through, and it's a whole fake body at the bottom. Yeah. But that shit still looks good.
Yeah, so they put.
And they're like, "Bitch, you better act like you're getting a shear through your neck because we can only do this one time."
Yeah, so they basically made a neck down prosthetic, and had him underneath some stuff and stabbed the shears like right through his throat.
Dude, and I think I've mentioned this before. I know I've mentioned it to you, but like when he's hitting the shit with the shears, like it adds to it. Like you can see him miss and hit the wood.
Yeah, like one of them moves and it like sticks on the wood for a second.
And then he cuts one of the boards off.
Yeah.
The one where he hits the guy right here in the chest and it's just all psh. Yeah. That shit was pretty cool. Like you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. And at the same time, the other campers are still just back at the camp and trying to figure out what's going on, and the raft floats back to them, right? I guess it
And
comes
they
back.
swim out, and they're like, "Are they all? What the fuck are they doing?
What are they doing? Why are they coming back?" And one of them swims out to the raft, and like a dead arm goes somehow on its onto her, and they scream. Then they know something's super fucked, and they are like, "We gotta get out of here."
When does Glazer have sex and premature ejaculate?
Oh yeah, so I think that was
That's right after.
I think that was right after.
And what's his
but it
name
was
is watching them.
It was before they knew all those other people were dead.
Then that's when they see the.
Because they were kind of split out. But yeah, he's watching them have sex, and
So yeah, that dude's a big fucking pervert.
and the dude is like, it doesn't show anything, but it just shows him laying there like, "I'm so sorry, this has never happened," or something, and he's watching them. And that dude gets up to, I don't know what he does, goes get firewood or something. But Cropsy shows up and chops her up.
I forget how she dies.
I think he just cuts her throat. But then whenever he comes back.
That was a good kill.
Yeah, when he comes back, Glazer comes back, Cropsy is, apparently being in the hospital for 5 years makes you have super strength, because he takes the shears and shoves them through his throat and lifts him up off the ground and is walking with him off the ground, and then pins him to a tree. And Alfred saw the whole thing happen. So he's like, "Oh, fuck." And he takes off because he's pervy. And so he's watching all that happen, and he takes off running. He done running. And he takes off running and goes to tell Todd about it. And the other campers are already trying to get back to the camp as fast as possible. They take off on the death raft, and they're scared because they know there's a murderer. And so I think the only people left out there are Todd and Alfred. And Alfred's running from the killer.
And runs into Todd, and then Cropsy shows up and slashes him.
Oh yeah,
across his temple.
And Cropsy hits Todd in the face with the shears, so he's down for the count. And
there goes Alfred again running.
Alfred's running.
He was running.
The perv's finally going to get his uppance.
Uppance.
Uppance. Is that what it's called? So he gets to
comeuppance.
Yeah, comeuppance. He gets to that weird cave something.
That was a real cave they found. It was a copper mine.
Okay. So he gets to
the director was coughing up copper for weeks afterwards.
That shit's not good.
That's why he's dead now.
A lot of those places,
all those guys are dead.
A lot of those places are super fun sites. They're
copper mines turn all the water red, like the rivers and shit.
It's because they pump the chemicals in there to melt the copper out.
Which doesn't make sense to me. It's already in the earth. Why would it pollute the earth?
It's not the copper. It's the stuff they pump in there to get the copper out.
Oh, okay. I thought they just jackhammered it out.
No, they put chemicals in there to pump it out.
No idea. I don't know how they get shit out like that.
So the
Alfred's all trying to hide and run and hide and scream like a little fucking chick.
And he gets.
Sorry, I just got canceled.
He's the last girl.
This guy screamed too, not just chicks.
But what happens? Cropsy goes up to him and pins him to the wall with his.
But doesn't it pins him
right here, yeah.
Like that.
Scissors his arm.
Scissors his arm.
So I don't know why he does that and doesn't just kill him, but I think maybe it's because all of a sudden you see Todd again, right? And Todd was only knocked out; he didn't get killed.
And he goes into the copper mine also, and all of a sudden Cropsy has a fucking flamethrower.
Dude, where did Cropsy get a flamethrower?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Where did fucking what's his name from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood get one?
From a set that he worked on?
Yeah.
So they start to fight.
And then when he blows the when he blows the fucking flamethrower, Todd has a flashback. And he's like, and it shows them Cropsy burning alive, and they're like, let's go, Todd. Todd.
Are you in?
Todd. Todd.
And then you realize, he did get kicked out of camp because he tried to murder someone with a skull flame.
Todd burned up Cropsy, that piece of shit.
Todd was the piece of shit.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, man, fuck those kids.
Yeah, they should all die. Todd should have just been he should have gone and killed Todd and then been done with it. Why did he go to a different camp looking for campers to kill when he could have just looked all 5 of the people?
It was closer to the hospital. He's fucking burnt to a crisp. He can't walk that far.
Okay.
There was no lift back then.
Okay. I mean, I was thinking maybe he could look up the other people and just go to their house and
He
kill
only
them.
had one good eye. They had Vaseline rubbed around a lens.
Okay.
So he couldn't really.
Okay. So he's just he goes to where he knows, hookers and camps. So then you realize, okay, Todd's the one that helped set him on fire.
And that's when Cropsy reveals his disfigurement.
And
you're
face
like,
was pretty good.
Holy shit. This looks like a beat up vagina.
Like
his face looks like a beat up vagina. See? That looks pretty damn good.
One eye was all up and the other one was all down.
I like it because, when you get burned, it has that skin that's kind of like
melted,
kind of melty. I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it looked.
And I told you I met the actual guy that played Cropsy at a horror convention, and
that was his real face.
He fucking looks like that for real towards the end. I felt so sad. Nobody was going up to him.
Because nobody knows about this movie.
He was just sitting there, little old man sitting there waiting.
And you're like, holy shit.
And I was like, oh, fuck, it's Cropsy. Nobody's at the table. And my wife at the time goes, you gonna go get an autograph for him? I was like, fuck no, it's $20. He's not that famous. I'd rather go see Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs is only $25. That's sad, though.
I should have went, man. He died not too long afterwards.
Yeah.
It's the little things I regret. And he had the Cropsy picture, too.
That's cool.
Should have got it. I don't know why I didn't.
If I go to a horror convention again, I'm going to take VHS to get signed.
Shit. I took like $2,000, dude. If you want shit, you got to take money. But it's so much fun. You go home and with all this shit you have, and you're like,
what am I going to do with all this shit?
What am I doing with all this shit?
Where am I going to put this shit?
I still have my Tom Savini autograph pic of him as dressed as the devil.
Oof. So
it's
much
good,
shit.
Good stuff.
Horror people collect a lot of shit.
You can never have enough shit. Right when he's about to fuck up Todd, guess who comes out of the fucking woodwork?
The perv himself.
Pulls the goddamn shears off of his arm.
Alfie.
Stabs Cropsy.
Square in the back.
And it comes out the front, right?
No, I don't think it comes out the front.
Are you sure? Because it looked like it real quick.
If it does, I don't remember that. But he does stab him in the back.
And Cropsy's like, you finally hear Cropsy's voice. And he's like, oh, stupid.
Why'd you do that?
And it's not what you expect. And then he just falls and dies. And then they're like, the whole sad, nah, nah, nah.
Buddies,
and they're all putting on, we made
forever.
it. We made it. And then guess what happens? He pops up.
Just like Jason at the canoe. Just like the Bigfoot
for Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Just like every other 80s horror movie.
And that's when Todd fucking swings around, scissor kicks him in the back of his head, throws him up against a piece of wood, and slams. That's a good fucking... Dude, that's a good scene.
That was great. He chops him in the face right here with
and all axe. This fucking blood just shoots out of his mouth.
Dude.
Which would really happen. That's what happens.
That shit was good. That was good. And then, if that wasn't enough, because he has shears in his back, definitely some punctured lungs and some arteries fucked up.
Some bruising. I'm pretty sure he has some bruising.
An axe buried all the way through his skull enough to like pin him to a post. If that's not enough, they take the flamethrower and set the bitch on fire too.
So he's set on fire twice in this movie.
Todd's like, I'm gonna do it again.
I'm gonna
do it again.
I'm gonna finish what I should have fucking.
Remember 5 years ago, bitch. And as Cropsy's last,
he doesn't even know what to say. He's like, I'm gonna finish what I should have finished when I started and finished it 5 years ago. Slowly dying, his eyes just kind of flickering. He just sees the fire hitting his leg, and I'm just thinking, what is Cropsy thinking right now? He's thinking, this punk ass kid got in a fight with me at this camp because he's a bitch, and then they say I'm a bad person, and then they set me on fire. I want revenge, and they set me on fire again. Cropsy's not the bad guy. Sid? Hey, Sid. Cropsy's not the bad guy here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. And the two worst survive.
The two
Todd
worst people.
And the rapist. Future rapist.
Todd, who already tried to murder a man, and then becomes a camp counselor after trying to murder someone. And the pervert that can't stop peeping on people.
Peeing? He peed on him?
Peeping. Those are the two people that lived, and this was written by the Weinsteins.
I know. It all makes fucking sense now. God damn. That's crazy.
I told myself I wasn't going to bring up the Weinstein stuff.
No, fuck that. You have to. Fuck those people.
But it's like, it is kind of weird that they wrote a movie where, and I don't think all writers are like that, obviously. You can write some fucked up stuff and not be a fucked up person, but this thing kind of mirrors their real life.
I think it's funny that the final girl
is a man.
was fucking Alfred the perv.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
This movie's definitely getting canceled.
Oh.
What are they? Dude. Gen Zers? What are they called?
Once the Gen Zers pick up on it.
Oh, man. Have you seen those where they show kids movies in the past and how they fucking...
Oh, yeah. I saw one where they showed people Tropic Thunder, which isn't even that old, and people started freaking the fuck out.
You're like...
That's Iron Man? Like, that's what they were saying.
You can't fucking... what's his... I don't even know his name right now. He was like, that shit's funny. He was a Electro guy in Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
He played Ray. What's his name? The comedian.
Ray.
Yeah, he was like... They asked him, what do you think about... Because they're friends. What do you think about him doing that? And he was like, that shit was funny. That's what he said. He's like, he's a fuck. He's an actor. Man, that shit is great. That shit's fucking great. People are fucking too sensitive nowadays. Fuck.
Oh.
Sid, you have to watch it.
This movie.
Was it on Peacock?
No, it's not on Peacock. It's on, oh man. I can't remember what it's on. But,
So what you got to do is get on IMDb, and right underneath the movie poster, it'll say watch options. And you click on that, and it'll tell you where it's streaming.
It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi for free. Tubi. So you'll have to watch 2 commercials during it, but it shows the entire thing uncut. So that's cool.
Tubi's the shit.
Yeah.
Tubi is the shit.
Well, this to me is one of the... If you're into slasher movies, this is one of the essentials. This is one of the essential slasher movies. I like it better than Friday the 13th and Halloween because there's no mystical anything to this killer. He's not coming back alive. They kill him and he's dead. They didn't make a second one where some witch brought him back to life or he's magically an adult.
They could have made a fucking...
They could have, but they didn't. And that, to me, that makes this a better movie. How the fuck does Jason and Michael Myers just keep coming back alive? How? It doesn't even make sense. It just doesn't.
You find out on Halloween Ends that he's a fairy. That's how he keeps coming back.
They better explain something on this thing. I feel like they started to, because when they pulled his mask off, he was getting hurt, but when he put the mask on, he's able to just take slugs right in the chest and keep going. So I'm hoping they say like, oh, this was a possessed mask from Walgreens.
Fucking Walgreens. Oh, you should have
They
said
shot it full of the flu vaccine and it became
Woolworths.
possessed.
He had an old school William Shatner mask from Woolworths.
Yeah, I mean something happened. Somehow that mask got special powers that keeps him going. Because I don't know, but I think that's about it for me. I think this is one you gotta watch if you're into slashers. This
I liked it all around.
is. I think this might be my top slasher movie. I think it's better than any of the Halloweens.
Yeah, you know what? I can say that too because I really don't care for Halloween or Friday the 13th.
I like the Friday the 13th, but the Friday the 13th are, once the second one's there, I'm like, this shouldn't have anything to do with the first one. They should have like completely, they just went off the name and created a whole
He
new,
went from being 5 to 35
in death.
in a year.
But also, how did he do that in death? He got killed when he was like 5. How did he become an adult?
No, Mr. Monkey, I didn't watch Halloween Ends last night. But I was texting Doug saying, dude, this is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen.
He was sending me screenshots that people are making up, I guess, online. And one of them was Michael Myers on the back of a Vespa. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, because I thought he was being so serious about it being like a real photo. He was like, how the fuck did they make this thing?
I was like, how the fuck did they even get approved to make this?
Yeah. So I thought it was real, but yeah.
Yeah, I give this one a thumbs up. It's
Me
fucking,
too, man.
It's an awesome
This
movie.
thing is.
Kind of slow at the beginning, but still, it's a good story. Keeps you
slow,
interested.
but you know what's cool about it being slow at the beginning is they really build the characters. They're like really trying to make you.
Yeah, you wind up hating Alfred. You're like, man, this dude's a fucking pervert.
Whether or not you like or hate them or it works, that's what they're. It's like they're building. They're building up your kind of rapport. Like, oh, okay, this guy's the wisecracker. This guy's this. This guy's the jock guy. This guy's the sensitive counselor.
That all makes sense that Weinstein would want the pervert to live. It's crazy.
And not pay any consequences other than a small, scratch on his arm.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
But, yeah.
Old Nubby Dick can stay in prison for the rest of his life.
That's rough. Imagine being a billionaire and then going to prison.
What a dumbass. Yep, he was tired of seeing the perv always getting killed off. That's what Jamie says.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
So, I say add this to your watch list. It's free on Tubi, so it's not going to cost you anything.
But I wonder if that's the one that they released on Scream.
What do you mean?
Factory. Because that's the one I have.
I think it is because I've seen your copy and I watched that, and I'm pretty sure there was nothing cut out of the Tubi one. Yeah,
Europe cut so much out of it.
Yeah. This was another one that was banned. If anyone has ever heard of the video nasties, in the 80s, there was like a crazy moral panic in the UK about, and Europe in general, but the UK actually came up with some laws in this list called the video nasties. And it's a list of movies that they just outright banned because they said they had no moral value, and they didn't consider them art. They didn't consider like anything, and they like just straight up banned them. And several of the movies that we're talking about this month are on that list, and this is one of them. This thing was banned there for a really, really long time.
Just a little gore and rape. Fuck.
There was no rape in this one.
Almost.
There was a guy.
There was rape behind the scenes.
So yeah, there was sexually aggressive guys and a peeping Tom. So it's kind of.
There was rape behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh,
true story.
Rough.
Disgusting.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. The storage shed is feeling hot tonight. and it's weird because it's cold.
You know why?
Because we're wearing long sleeves and hoodies?
No, because I got my hair cut and I have the stash.
Oh.
So you get all...
it's the heat coming off you. Okay, I got it.
Ooh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we got My Bloody Valentine coming up. That is another... There's two guys pressuring a girl in that movie, too. I mean, not for sex, but like, who do you like better? Do you like him or me? Check the box. Him or me?
Oh, shit.
Then Drag Me to Hell. That's a good one. Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead's one of my all-time...
Do you want to raid the review guy again?
Do you want to raid the review guy again? Sure. Oh, he's talking about Butt Boy. We're gonna raid this guy. Anybody who's here, if you'll just stick around just for a few minutes, it will actually help us get some followers, hopefully, and we just got to get it set up. So we'll have some banter for a minute. So on the 21st, Pumpkinhead, that is one of my all-time favorite movies. Lance Henriksen. To me,
directed by Stan Winston.
Stan Winston's first movie.
It's great.
It's one of the
saddest death scene in any horror movie.
Also, it's probably for the time probably the best
creature
effects ever done up until that time.
Yeah, I think it's like fucking 10 feet tall, and it looks.
They actually made it so it was motorized and it could smile and it could like move its face and it can growl. It's the first time that ever been done on a practical effect, like to a point where it could actually like have facial expressions while the guy's wearing it.
And then guess what? He went on and did this fucking Queen from Aliens.
John Carpenter's Vampires. We're probably just going to take that night off because Carlos is so upset about that one. And then John Carpenter's The Fog.
Oh, I love The Fog.
And then John Carpenter's Deadly Spawn. No, that wasn't John Carpenter. Who did that? Do you know who did that?
Shit, who knows? But it's great.
Yeah, I still got to watch that
Cheese
one.
Ball.
And then 1025, The Fly, which to me is...
the best body horror.
It's so good. It is so good. That's probably one of his best movies. That's the old Fly, but that's a fucked up movie too. Yeah, like they squish the fly with a human head that's saying "help me" with a book, and then they're like, "Oh, that's cool." Like,
are you gonna take care of that?
It was talking to you.
Give a fuck. I would not take care of that. I'd be like, I'm just gonna kill that little fucker.
It should be. I would throw that bitch in there and just give it a piece of poo every couple weeks to eat.
No, Doug.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do a raid countdown. Jamie, thanks everyone for sticking around.
Thanks.
If you can wait just a minute till we raid over to this guy, and then you can watch him for a little while if you want. You don't have to.
He's pretty funny.
He reminds us of me.
Us of me of him. Doug.
But thanks for coming out, and tomorrow night we'll be here at 8 o'clock. My Bloody Valentine. Awesome movie.
So,
tune in.
And talk shit.
Let's go, Jamie. Let's go.
Damn it.